Hi people, what's up? How you all doing? Welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to be checking out this video from the Based Conservatives. It's titled Trump Speaker Annihilates Woke Harvard Student. She had instant regret. Oh, we're going to see this Harvard student have a debate with these people, and we're going to see how it's going to pan out. Most of the students are very intelligent, but sometimes do not have full information of what they are arguing about, and in some cases they turn out to insult the co-debater. But we're going to see how this is going to pan out. Before we dive into it, I'm Oge. Welcome to the channel. If it's your first time here, super happy to have you here. Do well to like, share, subscribe. I'm sure you're going to enjoy it here, so make sure you watch to the end. Drop a comment on what you think about the video, okay? Let's see this together.
Do you know what alternative facts meant?
I'm aware.
Can you please explain it for us? So tell the person who uttered it on her third Sunday show the day looking into a blank camera and then immediately said what I meant.
Well, we can also do other examples. I mean,
No, you can answer the question though. You have to be fair. You're not going to go back 8 years and do that.
Well, I asked you a question about your role in the White House.
You gave me two choices. You gave me two choices and they're both inaccurate. So I hope you take these same concerns to the people who have lied to your face for 4 years in this administration, all the way to this crushing defeat of a sitting vice president.
What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. Hope all's good wherever you are. You're about to watch a woke Harvard student regret instantly having asked this question to Kellyanne Conway. For anybody who might not be familiar, she's an American political consultant. She was a pollster, and she served as senior counsel to President Trump in his administration from 2017 to 2020. Let's get it. I'll give you my thoughts on the back end.
Thank you. Let's go over here.
Yes, ma'am.
Hi, thank you very much for being here. My name is Jane Peterson. I'm a second-year MPP student here at the Kennedy School. And I wanted to ask, since the last time you've been here was in 2016, I wanted to ask a question about your job as a White House spokesperson. In that role, you said things that were often pretty audacious, often caused people to question things that they have seen with their own eyes. And so I'm curious, in that role, I was always wondering whether it was a survival response in what seemed like it was a very chaotic White House, or was it a strategy? So was it strategy or was it survival? You know, all the bantering with journalists, the alternative facts. Was it strategy or was it survival?
Do you know what alternative facts meant?
I'm aware.
Can you please explain it for us? So tell the person who uttered it on her third Sunday show the day looking into a blank camera and then immediately said what I meant.
Well, we can also do other examples. I mean,
No, you can answer the question though. You have to be fair. You're not going to go back 8 years and do that.
Well, I asked you a question about your role in the White House.
You gave me two choices. You gave me two choices and they're both inaccurate.
So alternative facts, I'm assuming.
Oh, you're assuming. Go ahead. I've talked about it in many interviews. I wrote a whole book about it.
It's interesting that you decide to come here and know that you're going to be accepting questions from students, and yet...
Okay, so then I'll answer it. Thank you for your question. I gave you a good chance there, and it's a great chance for you because I don't need any more airtime. I get plenty of it. So I think your choices were survivor's response. That's rich. Or since you know nothing about me. Or banter. What was it? Something else silly.
I said strategy or survival.
Strategy.
Not survivor's response.
How about trying to, first of all, my job was counselor to the president. I said no to press secretary. 42 minutes after President Trump was elected, he offered me that job. He said, you'd be great at that. I said, I would be terrible at that. I'm not even sure what they do. Some days I'm still not sure. Clearly I'm not sure after these 4 years. The border's secure. President Biden is behind the scenes. He's a trapeze artist and a triathlete. You just can't see it. So I hope you take these same concerns to the people who have lied to your face for 4 years in this administration, all the way to this crushing defeat of a sitting vice president who could have been the first female president of color in our nation's history, but instead had to eat and own all the lies that had been told by this administration. Alternative facts was very simple. It was, I meant to say alternative information, additional facts. It wasn't George Orwell. It wasn't a new set of facts. And you can read my whole book. There's a whole chapter about it where I explain it. I don't defend it myself. I explain it. And if you want to be judged by 2 words in your life, it'll take me, it wouldn't take me much time to find those 2 words. But I don't do that. I don't look at people that way. Sadie, I think we're going to have to go a little bit more deeply than me giving some advice on how to people find common ground. I'm very proud that I was able to tell people what was going on in the White House, what the Tax Cut and Jobs Act meant to them, that we had over 100 corporate incursions, that we had U.S. companies legally parked overseas, that since then we've had $2.5 trillion of wealth repatriated to this country, that corporations did invest in their research and inventory in their workforce. I just had lunch yesterday with a woman in D.C. who told me her company raised the minimum wage to $20 the minute that passed. It goes on and on. I'm very happy to have told the country that I work for the president. 7 promised to do it, only 1 did. 7 presidents promised to move the embassy to Jerusalem from Tel Aviv to recognize Jerusalem as the capital of Israel. 1 did it. Give back the Golan Heights, sign the Abraham Accords. I'm very happy to announce a lot of trade deals. So here's what I do. I look at the full measure of people. And if the idea is to try to cut them down from one thing they said or one bad day they had or one article they wrote, then I wish you a much happier life than all that. So I don't have an answer to a question that doesn't make a lot of sense to me, except to say you can read my book about alternative facts. You can listen to the many interviews I've given about it. It was never actually a different set of facts. And that's pretty obvious. So, and I will say this, you go back to 2016, the media, who I guess just has a whole living of getting the elections wrong, on that they're consistent. They couldn't get enough of Donald Trump and Kellyanne Conway during the election. Every show, every minute, So I'm well on the record as saying which states he was going to win, how he was going to win in 2016, where he was going to win. And then he won, and people changed. They turned like that. Just when we need the media's help to tell the country what's going on, to co-parent the White House and the mainstream media, to responsibly co-parent the country for 4 to 8 years. Instead, they turned out to be a lot of deadbeat dads, interested in not getting the story, but getting the president and tearing us down. And go back and look at it. But they have a horrible record. I mean, Kamala Harris is winning Iowa by 4 points, 3 points. Trump wins it by 13. That's just election interference. So, next.
Can we do one more?
You can do as many as you want.
Yeah, we got to keep in mind when we say students, right? They're adults. These are adults. Now, granted, when I was her age, she's probably in her early 20s. I didn't have all the answers either. None of us do. We all have this come to Jesus moment where we realize, okay, I don't have all the answers. But at the same time, this is somebody who's at Harvard. There was a time, right, where just getting into Harvard meant you were smart. If you're an employer and you were hiring, say, lawyers, just the fact that they graduated from Harvard, you knew that they had a higher IQ than the average member of the population. It's not the case now at all. The education system, the college system, this needs to be abolished and they need to start over. Kids are graduating, they know about oppression and victimology, they know about all the woke nonsense, but that's all. They're just indoctrinated. This is a perfect example that educated doesn't mean smart. You're supposed to learn how to have critical thinking. If not, it's like that scene in Good Will Hunting when the guy tells him you can just get your education from a library card, which is literally true. If you're not going to learn how to think critically, how to process stuff, you can just read the book from the library. Harvard's become a mental asylum. And I like how she gave Kamala Harris a little bit of props here, but let's face it, Kellyanne Conway would be way more qualified to be the president than Kamala Harris would have been. Absolutely ludicrous. It's going to be a great 4 years. Hope you all enjoyed the video. If you did, smash that thumbs up button for
you guys. What do you guys think about this conversation? Just like the base conservative said, I think I said it in my previous video that these college students are adults. They are not kids. They are adults. They are not kids. I said it in my last video. I didn't know I was going to repeat myself again in this video. and again a student of Harvard, it means that you are expected to be smart for you to be there, right? So if you're not aware of certain information, you should be able to read it up, and then coming before a well-read, well-experienced and exposed woman to ask questions that you should have read about, it just makes you look somehow. It makes you look funny. I love that I feel like, just like the Grace Conservative said too, that when I was their age, when we were their age, we didn't have all the answers. Even till now, you don't have all the answers. But when you are trying to toe a certain path, you make sure that you read, you read critically, read very well, so that when you come before someone that you want to ask questions for about things that you're not clear about, at least they understand that you are coming from somewhere, you understand certain things. But for you to now appear like you have not read anything, you don't even know what you're talking about, then it just feels like for her like I'm wasting my time. Do you understand what I mean? I love how she schooled her. I love how she, even though it was getting a little bit messy from the onset. That's why I had to cheers to the drink. It was getting a little bit messy, but I love that at least at the end of the day, she educated her, encouraged her to read her book so she gets more knowledge, adequate knowledge about what she's talking about. And yeah, what do you guys think about this conversation? Very interesting. I enjoyed it. I hope you did too. Smash the red subscribe button, like this video, share with your friends, turn on post notification bell, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye.